Trying to keep up with technology these days, it really feels like you're drinking from a fire hose, right? You've got AI, agentic AI, quantum, edge computing. The list of buzzwords just goes on and on. And if you're a busy professional, it's a real challenge to figure out, okay, what actually matters here? What's going to stick around? So that's the big question we're all asking, isn't it? Which of these frontier technologies are really going to define 2025 and beyond? What's just hype and what's going to fundamentally change the way we work, the way we live? But here's the thing. What if I told you the answer? It's not a simple checklist. The real power, the real story here, isn't about any single one of these technologies. Nope. It's all about how they connect with each other. Okay, so let's dive right in. The latest McKinsey Technology Outlook, it actually points to 13 major trends. But look, just rattling off a list of 13 things, that's overwhelming. And honestly, it kind of misses the point. The real insight, the good stuff, happens when you zoom out and see the bigger story these trends are telling when you put them all together. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to cut through all that noise. So forget about that dizzying list for a second. Instead, let's focus on three powerful forces that tie everything together. These are the forces truly shaping our future. All right, first up, force number one, the rise of autonomy. And this is a big one. A monumental shift in what technology is capable of. We're moving way beyond simple automation here. We're talking about a whole new world of intelligent action. But what does autonomy really mean here? Because we're not talking about those old school robots on an assembly line just doing the same repetitive task over and over. No way. We're talking about systems, both digital and physical, that can actually learn from new information, change what they're doing on the fly, and even work together to solve complex problems. And hey, if you need some proof of just how fast this is all moving, just look at this number. Plus 985%. That is the year-over-year increase in job postings for something called agentic AI. Yeah, you heard that right. That is not a typo. The demand for people who can do this stuff is absolutely exploding. So this whole rise of autonomy, it's really happening in two main places. On one side, you've got your digital coworkers. Think of agentic AI as these virtual teammates that can plan and execute complex tasks all on a computer. And then on the other side, you have physical coworkers. We're talking advanced robots that can actually move around and get things done in the real world. But here's the really crucial part, the key takeaway. The real magic, the game changer, is when these technologies stop working by themselves and start combining their powers. AI is like the secret sauce here. It amplifies everything and unlocks brand new possibilities when these trends start to intersect. Okay, let me give you a really concrete example of how this all works together. So imagine a machine in a factory breaks down. Step one, an AI model immediately diagnoses the problem just by analyzing the data. Step two, an agentic AI, that's our digital coworker, instantly creates a repair plan and even orders the necessary parts online. And finally, step three, a set of robotic arms comes in and performs the physical repair. All of it with zero human intervention. That right there is the power of combining these technologies. Okay, so that leads us perfectly into our second big force, new human-machine collaboration. If that first force was all about machines doing things on their own, this one is all about how they're starting to work with us. The whole narrative here is really shifting. For years, the big fear was, oh no, the robots are coming for our jobs. But the reality that's emerging is much more about augmentation. It's about creating this seamless partnership. The line between you just using a tool and you co-creating with an intelligent system, well, that line is getting blurrier by the day. And look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi dream. It's happening right now. We're seeing it in immersive reality training where surgeons can practice a complex operation before ever touching a patient. We see it with those AI co-pilots that help coders write better software way faster. It's even in wearables that monitor a factory worker's safety in real time. See? Technology isn't just a tool anymore. It's becoming a genuine collaborator. Okay, so all this amazing stuff brings us to our third, and maybe the most critical force of all, the scaling challenge. Because with all this incredible technology comes a massive new problem. A problem we have to solve out here in the real physical world. The simple truth is, this AI revolution is incredibly hungry. It's causing an absolute explosion in the demand for computing power. And that power doesn't just appear out of thin air, right? It requires a massive physical revolution in our global infrastructure. We're talking more energy, more data centers, more hardware, the works. And honestly, we're already seeing the cracks start to show. Data centers are hitting their power limits. The demand for AI chips is just completely outstripping the supply. And even if you can get your hands on the hardware, just trying to navigate all the red tape to connect a new data center to the power grid can take years. So scaling isn't just some tech problem. It's a messy, complicated, real-world bottleneck. So with all these massive challenges, you have to wonder, is this for real? Or is it just another tech bubble? Well, to figure that out, there's one simple rule. You follow the money. Now, let's be real. After a ton of hype, the broader market for tech investment, it took a pretty big hit in 2023. There was definitely a moment of weakness. You could call it a market correction. But here's the kicker. That dip didn't last long at all. In 2024, the investment climate for these key technologies didn't just bounce back, it came roaring back. And that tells you there's some serious financial momentum behind all this. And you can see that rebound crystal clear right here. I mean, look at the investments in AI and cloud computing. They didn't just get back to where they were in 2022, they blew right past those levels. And hey, notice that other bar, the future of energy? That's not a coincidence. The smart money knows that to solve that huge scaling challenge we just talked about, you have to invest in a power revolution too. There's this fantastic quote from Lorena Yee at the McKinsey Global Institute that just ties this all together perfectly. She says it's not just about automating a few tasks here and there. It's about completely reshaping how work gets done by building teams that mix people and these new AI agents. That's where the true breakthrough in speed and scale and innovation is going to come from. So when you put it all together, these three huge forces of autonomy, collaboration, and scaling, it doesn't really give us a neat little answer. Instead, it leaves us with a whole new set of questions that, honestly, every single leader should be asking right now. Because the real takeaway here isn't some crystal ball prediction of the future, it's more of a challenge. It's a challenge for you to think strategically about how these forces are going to impact your industry, your company, even your own career. And maybe the biggest, most important question we're left with is this one. Is agentic AI going to elevate our experts, by automating all the boring, routine stuff and freeing them up to be more creative? Or is it going to displace huge segments of the workforce whose jobs are all about structure and repetition? There is no easy answer to that. But one thing's for sure, preparing for whatever that future looks like, that starts today.